Hello everyone! Welcome to the second video chess lesson. In this chess lesson, we will talk about elementary endgames. These elementary endgames are endgames which every player must know. Here we see that white is up bishop and the pawn, and that is serious material advantage. Some players who don't know this rule will think that white will easily win this game. And let's see what will happen when the normal moves are played. White is trying to advance his pawn, and step by step he is advancing with the king and the pawn. Black is just going back to the corner. After king g7, king g5, king h7, h6, king g8, king g6 and king h8, now we see that it is not possible to make any further progress because black king cannot be forced to get out from the corner. For example, if we play bishop c4 move, it is immediate stalemate and the game is drawn. Also, if we play h7 move, it is also stalemate because black doesn't have any valid move. If we go back with the king g5, king h7, king h5, king g8, bishop c4 check, king h8, again, if we play king g6, it is stalemate, and it is obvious that it's not possible to make any progress. So this endgame is drawn. This rule is called wrong bishop colored rule. Why is it important to know this rule? Well, let us assume that in the opening or middle game we win some material, like a piece or couple of pawns. Normally, in that situation, we need to start to trade our pieces to simplify the position and to win in the endgame. But it's very important to be careful not to oversimplify your position, because if you oversimplify the position and enter into something like this, in which you are up a piece and a pawn, you cannot win the game, thanks to the wrong colored bishop rule. There are three conditions which has to be fulfilled for this position to be drawn. First condition is that the pawn must be on edge file. This pawn must be on edge file. If pawn is H or A file, we have the first condition fulfilled. Second condition is also very important. Bishop's color must be the opposite color than the color of the promotion square. Here we see that we have light squared bishop and promotion square is a dark square. And third condition, which players forget very often, is that black king must be able to reach the corner square. If black king is able to reach the corner square and all other conditions are fulfilled, this endgame is drawn. Let us see now what is going on if one of the conditions is not fulfilled. Here we have pawn on the edge file, but second condition about the color of the bishop is not fulfilled. We see that bishop is a dark squared bishop and promotion square is a dark square. In this case, this is very easy win for white, because simply black king is not able to stay in the corner, and step by step white will advance his pawn and his king towards the promotion square, and we see that at the moment when we have pawn and the king on the 6th rank, white will just put the bishop on d4, make the check, king must go out of the corner, and white easily wins the game and promotes to a queen. Easy win for white. If in the starting position the pawn is not on edge file, if the pawn is on G file or any other file beside A and H, then the first condition is not fulfilled and endgame is also very trivial and easy win for white. This is another very interesting example. Again, we have first and second conditions fulfilled. The pawn is on the edge file and the bishop is wrong colored bishop. But it is the question, is black king able to reach the corner or not? If white plays precisely, white can win this game. He will use the method which is so-called the shield. Let's see. First move here is bishop e6 move. Excellent limiting move, because this move now controls f7 square and it's impossible now for black king to go to f7. Now, if black goes king f8, that is very bad move, because white has excellent h6 move. And look now how all possible king moves towards the corner are easily controlled. Black needs to go back, and after h7, white easily promotes and wins. It means that black must play king to e7. And then white has another very strong move, h6. Now, capturing this bishop, king takes e6 is bad, because after h7, white easily promotes. Black still hopes that he can win this game, that he can make draw in this game, and he plays king f6. Now, black's plan is very obvious. He wants to go to g6. So you guess, the next move white is going to play is to stop black to achieve his goal. And he's playing bishop f5. Again, of course, it's impossible to capture the bishop because the pawn promotes and cannot be stopped. So, black plays king f7. Now his last hope is to go to g8 and then to h8. If he reaches the corner, the game will be drawn. And now finally, white plays bishop h7 and he creates the shield. Look how all these three squares on g file are controlled and black king cannot approach closer. Now the only hope for black is if he will be able to reach g5 square to win h6 pawn. But in this position it is not possible because white king is close enough. After king f6, white plays king f4, and now it's obvious that king cannot reach g5 square, and now the win is trivial. Just we advance our king and then easily we promote the pawn and win this game. If in the starting position our king is not on e3, if it is for example on e2 or f2, one square away, the game will be drawn, because at the moment when black plays king f6 and he wants to go to g5, we will not be able to stop him, and the shield method cannot help to win the game, and the game is drawn in that case. Let us see now what is going on if instead of the bishop we have the knight. Well, of course you guess, this is easily winning position for white. Unlike the bishop, knight can control both squares, light and dark. Bishop can only control one type of the squares. So with the knight, we can always control the corner square h8, which means that the game is easy win for white. How to win? Well, it is very simple. White will just advance his king and the pawn until both of them reach the 6th rank. It is very important to remember that control of h8 square should be done by posting the knight on f7 square and never on g6, because g6 square is reserved for the king. And let's see how white easily wins this game just by step advancing his king and the pawn until they reach the 6th rank. When both of them are on the 6th rank, now we just shift our knight towards to f7 square, and when knight comes to f7, black can just resign the game because promotion cannot be stopped, and white easily wins this game. And this is the last position for this chess lesson. In a situation when we have the battle between one king and one pawn, there is a method how to calculate will king be able to catch the pawn or not in his way to the promotion. Some old-fashioned method like calculating he goes there, I go there, he goes there, I go there can also be successful, but there is a rule which is called square rule in order to see what will be the result of the game. Will Black King be able to chase or to catch the pawn or not? When pawn makes the move, in order to try to promote, we create one big square, like this. And if Black King is able to put his king anywhere inside of this square, that means that he will be able to catch the pawn because he is inside of the square. Of course, Black will play now King f4, and after b5, King e5, b6, King d6, we see that he is always inside of the square, and he catches the pawn, and the game is drawn. In the starting position, if Black King was not now on g3, if Black King was placed, for example, on g2, and his first move now is King f3 or King g3, it is obvious that he is outside of the square and he will not be able to catch the pawn, and White is going to win. That would be all for this chess lesson. If you like this chess lesson and if you want to see more, please click on like, share or subscribe to my channel.